Good afternoon, Cranky Motorsports here. Being that I have the day off from work, it's Martin Luther King Jr. Day, I'm taking advantage of getting some work done on my diesel here. So what I did, everybody asked me how I do the exhaust on these and how I do the intakes because they're kind of a pain in the butt. This here is a 1-inch ID washer, just a flat washer. You can buy these at the hardware store for about $1. And all I did was basically set it here, mark out where I needed to drill 2 holes, then you drill 5/16 holes in the metal, and then you notch it out with a grinder so you get a fit like that. Then when you bolt it on, you use the nuts and a big flat washer to hold it on. So that gives me my exhaust flange, and it's just about exactly the same size as the outlet, maybe a 32nd of an inch difference. And then you take a 1-inch pipe nipple, boom, weld it on there. Then you have an exhaust flange. That's about as simple as you can possibly get for the exhaust system on this. Then, because it's a 1-inch pipe nipple, you can put a couple of elbows on this and run it right into a stack. Or if you want to do a different type of a muffler, you can do that as well. But I'm going to use a stack on this one probably, unless I decide to run the exhaust on the tractor, under the tractor and out the back. I'm not sure yet. But that's what I do for my exhaust on these. It's about as simple as you can get. I kept the original gasket on here, so it's still going to have an exhaust gasket. That'll seal up really nice. Then on the intake side, what I did this time around was a little bit different than the last time, but I'm trying to make it as easy as I can. This plate is actually a 3/16 thick by I think 3-inch or 4-inch wide. It's probably 4-inch wide piece of flat stock that I bought specifically for doing this with. Basically, I took the this one had a little screen that went on the intake, and I basically put the screen up against it, traced out the shape I needed, and made this nice little flange. Now, the nice thing about this is it's thicker than the original one, so it'll seal really well when I put it on there. I will make a paper gasket or a cork gasket for it anyway, just to be safe. But as I bolt this on, apologize for doing this with one hand, but I'm still on the old iPhone camera. Nobody's giving me money through anything to buy a new one, so you guys get what you get for videos until I get a new camera. Right now, money's not in the budget for it, so as I bolt all this stuff back together, this is about a 1 1/8 inch hole that I drilled with a step drill bit from Harbor Freight. Thanks, Harbor Freight. This is a 1 3/8 inch OD, part of a J pipe from Summit Racing. And what I basically did was right where the bend started on the pipe, I cut it completely flat. So it has this kind of teardrop shape. The nice thing about this, goes perfectly flat up against this flange, and what I'm basically going to do is angle it so I have the pipe just in between those 2 bolts on the tractor, and then weld it on there. So I still have about 1 1/8 ID on this pipe that allows me to get pretty good amount of air through this thing. And then once I weld this onto that flange, what I'm going to do is cut this off, put an elbow on it, run it down so it comes out over here somewhere. And I'm actually, on this particular tractor, I'm going to use a Tecumseh air filter housing and try to put it over in this area somewhere. So it'll actually kind of look like a factory air filter on it, even though it's totally going to be modified. But that's what I'm doing for the air intake on this particular one. I'm going to try to get it welded up. We'll see how it is. I don't have power in my garage, so I either got to use my generator or I got to bring my welder down to my house, and I'm not sure if I want to do that today, but I'm going to see what I can get done, and I'll come back if I get those flanges welded up. Alright, so here's the fruit of 3 hours worth of labor. No smashed fingers, but a lot of smashed exhaust pipe, and yeah, I'm trying not to get the sun in my eyes, but here we have a Tecumseh air cleaner housing right next to the pull start assembly on my diesel. 90 degree coming out of that, going up into this pipe, into another 90. Weird angle here, and don't pay attention to these crummy welds. I ran out of gas, so I was using flux core wire, and it looks like crap, but I can grind all that stuff. There's my flange bolted on with my air intake, and if I walk around to the other side of the tractor, if I don't trip and hurt myself, here's the exhaust. So, my little flange with a 1-inch close pipe nipple, 90, going into another close nipple, into another 90, and right now I just stuck a pepper shaker on it because that's what I had handy. I think I need another 90-degree bend to be able to put a stack on this thing, or I don't know, I may try something else. I got a couple of these mufflers as well off of Gravely. Not really sure if I want to put one of these on it. I do like these mufflers. They're actually pretty quiet, so I may try that. And if I do, it would probably end up going on and coming out the front like that. Pretty simple design, but not sure if that's how I'm going to go yet. So nice thing, right now I can close the hood almost all the way, not quite all the way, but if I just twist this in for right now, hood closes pretty much all the way. I can get one side all the way shut. This side I can usually get shut if I push on it hard enough. This side I made it so it goes right between the air cleaner and the elbow and the intake, but because of this aluminum piece on the sides of the dash, or the grill rather, on the hood, I can't quite close it all the way. So what I may end up having to do is notch the aluminum on this thing on the back side just a tiny bit to be able to get it to clear that. Not sure if I'm going to do that or, I don't know, something else, but this is broken anyway. The bottom fin and it's missing, so if I have to trim this one, it's not really a big loss to me. I do have 2 other sets of them, so not really a big deal, but got all this stuff on there. I'm kind of liking it. I mean, it's unique. Like everything else I build, kind of looks neat. I'm not 100% sold on it yet. I could always, you know, cut the elbow somewhere in there and route it back under the dash and just put a slip-on air filter on it, like 1 3/8 inches. I may do that if I don't end up liking this. At least the flange, that's the hard part's done, and the exhaust flange is done. I actually haven't started this thing yet. Should I put some diesel in it and give it a pull? I don't know. Let me think on it for a minute. Alright, I'm going to attempt to try to start the diesel. I apologize if it's a bit of a crummy angle. I'm trying to rest my phone on a box. Hopefully it won't fall over when it pops off, and hopefully I can start it. I've never started this engine. First time ever that I've even tried. It's got fuel. It looks like the fuel's on. Alright, let's give it some throttle. About halfway maybe. And I don't know if it's going to start or not. Right now, I'll give it a couple of good tries and then we'll see. So, let's see. I don't really have a lot of pulling area here, but alright, here goes nothing. Wow, this thing's got compression. I don't think I'm going to be able to pull start this one. I just don't have enough room to pull. Can't really shove this thing back any further because I got a bike behind it. Well, let's try anyway. Wow, this transmission feels like it's frozen too. I have to remedy that in the spring. Alright, let's try again here. Still don't really think I have good enough pull area here, but I have to pull over that time. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to be able to start this guy. Just too cold out. I don't really want to give it a sniff of ether because it's brand new. I just don't have enough room to pull. Oh. See the smoke? Well, for those of you who can't pull over a diesel, it may not be easy, but it'll go. Wow, this thing has got a compression. Come on, baby. Do it for the fans. Oh, there's one pop. Woo! This thing is not easy to pull over. Look at the pepper shaker. It's not even that loud. Come on, baby. I know you got it. she runs, and boy. Well, time to go close up the garage. That'll get rid of any birds and varmints in here. Well, there you go. There's another edition of Cranky Motorsports here on a nice sunny Monday, 2020. And I'm pretty stinking happy with that. It took about 5 or 6 pulls, you saw that, but I got it running. First time that motor's run. It's 3 years old. I bought it brand new and finally got around to starting it. So that setup is actually pretty quiet. I'm still not 100% sold on that air cleaner being where it is, but I don't know. There's not too many great places you can put one of those on a Suburban. I'm going to try to figure out something better, but I may just leave it. I kind of like it. But I'll talk to you guys later. Have a great day.